Hello again. Welcome to another broadcast. Go to the book of Galatians. The book of Galatians in the New Testament. As always, welcome to you new listeners. Thank God the number of unique sites keeps going up. Galatians chapter 3. I preached Galatians a couple weeks ago, and I've preached it extensively. Paul had given the churches at Galatia the right gospel. Somebody came along behind him and tried to add the keeping of the law to the gospel. And Paul said, no, don't do that. Who hath bewitched ye, foolish Galatians? So then, let's look at the 14th verse. Back on up. 14th is good. Wow, that's all good. Go clear back to the 6th verse. I mean, that whole passage, Paul talks about Abraham being justified, being actually considered and treated and indeed righteous for his faith. It's an accounting transaction. Let's read Galatians 3:6. Even as means in the same way Abraham believed God. Now, you that listen to me regular, you know that the word believe is pisteo, means trust. Abraham trusted God. And what happened? It was accounted. It's an accounting term. 2 nickels equal a dime in money value. It was accounted to him for righteousness. Deep concept there. Righteous is pretty worthy, isn't it? Pretty worthy, and that's where I'm going. I'm going to reassure you today on end times that you don't have to worry. Lots of stuff going on in the world. Keep your eyes on Jesus, though, on the Word, not on that stuff. You can peripherally, you got to mark time with it. See what I'm saying? Study the book of Revelation, sure. But we'll go to the 24th chapter of Matthew, and I'll show you that Jesus says, okay, all this stuff's going to happen. Sure enough, it is. But don't worry about it. No worries. Don't worry about it. All right? I'm going to read this once again. The point of reading it to you, pointing it out to you, is you can't get more worthy than righteous. Can't. Righteous is righteous. And we are righteous because we trust God. Not that we deserved it based on our performance. That's what this whole book of Galatians is about. James and those boys, Peter was vacillating back and forth. They wanted to lay the keeping of the law, your performance, once again, and add it to grace. We're saved by grace through faith. Are good works good? Ipso facto. Obviously they are. But they won't save you. They're just good works. And you should do them. But that has nothing to do with your righteousness. The core, central you are already righteous. Don't you remember I preached to you out of Hebrews about the propitiation? That's still up there on the internet. You can get those sermons. You're already righteous. You need to hear that. You can't get any more righteous than you are now. You can get some rewards for your performance, but it ain't going to make you more righteous. You're in. Let's read. Even as Abraham believed God. Faith. Do you believe God? Are you believing God for something? Well, what happens? God accounts you as righteous. The shed blood of Jesus Christ is irrefutable. It covered you. Do you understand me? And you get that treatment for your faith. Romans 10, 9 and 10. Read that also. Now go to the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew, chapter 24. Jesus describes in this chapter all this stuff going on. Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, pestilences, which is diseases and stuff like that. But what does he say for us to do? Find it here. Well, I know it's in here, right toward the beginning of it. Let's read it. I'll find it. See that ye be not troubled. All right. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. There it is. I know it was in there. Do you see that? What is Jesus' instruction about hearing about wars and rumors of wars, which we sure have those today, don't we? He said, see to it that you be not troubled. The word trouble there, and for you scholars, is Strong's G2360. It means to clamor, to be frightened. Don't be frightened. Don't. Jesus says, don't. Don't. Don't worry. These things are going to happen, but you don't worry. I don't worry. I'll show you why. Now go to the book of Luke. Took me a while to figure this out. Luke chapter 21, as I recall. I'll find this one a little faster. Along about 36th verse. There it is. Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted. Remember I said righteousness, you can't get any more worthy than righteous. You're in faith, you're righteous, you're worthy. Be counted worthy to escape all these things. And these things is the same rendition in Luke that Matthew recorded in chapter 24. Luke records it in chapter 21. Of course, we all know there weren't any chapters and verses. They didn't write chapter 21, 24. They just wrote a letter. Okay? But Luke's account of the end times, the wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, pestilences, all of that, I might point out, in divers, when you say that word, in divers places, the Greek word there is topos. It means spotty. It's not going to happen everywhere. God's taking care of us. That's the point. Jesus says right here, pray, watch therefore, and pray always that you may be accounted worthy. Well, if you're in faith, you're worthy because you're righteous, to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And need I mention my sermon about when you start to see this stuff come to pass, and we are, what are you supposed to do? Be afraid? No, look up. Look up. Don't look down. Look up. And that's my message for today.